Alright, so just like last time I made a video more or less of making a computer box for this computer here. I'm going to do the same again, but for my main desktop here. Now as you can tell, my main desktop case is more or less a piece of a cardboard box with foam board front and back plates. Now the reason why I'm remaking this box is because, as you can tell, my GPU is sticking out of the top. And I also want to try and make it to where I can have the PC cooler fan or the main box cooler fan actually sunk inside the actual box instead of jetting out like it is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to more or less rebuild this thing all over again and hope for the best. And of course, first thing I'm going to do is pull out the video card and unplug all the cables that I need to unplug. Okay, set of cables, 1 and 2, 4-pin power. Okay, PC cooler fans off. And of course, 20-pin power, which there we go. And of course, luckily, actually, all this is just held in by hot glue. All I gotta do is just pull this off, pull out the power supply, rip out the 2 hard drives here, and I'll come back when I figure out the size of the new case. Alright, I got the box more or less figured out. And I already got the I/O holes and the big old hole for the power supply cut out. I'm planning to also, of course, I'm leaving the front plate the way it is, but of course, here's what the box is going to look like. It's actually pretty small. It's a little taller than the original box. That's to accommodate the my 750 Ti. Of course, here's my motherboard. And of course, I don't remember the model number. All I know is that it is a BioStar board. I could have got one with USB 3.0, but I really don't have anything USB 3.0, and I'm not planning to get VR anytime soon. So this small little board will do the job just fine. The only complaint I have with this board is the Intel cooler right here. I could have gone for a third party, but I wanted a standard stock cooler because I don't overclock. I don't do none of that shit. I just want my computer to work, so I just got myself a standard stock CPU cooler. The only thing I hate about it is that these little clips here constantly come loose, and I have to constantly sometimes pull apart my computer and pop these things back into their place. So hopefully this hot glue I added will fix that problem. But before I end this video, I want to show what it looks like inside the case. Give me a second. Let me put my camera down and put the motherboard into its place in the box. So this is pretty much how it's going to be going. Of course, I do plan on removing this piece of brace right here. It's only to brace this thing together so it can be easier to work with. And as you can currently tell, it's not exactly aligned. But once I add the panel right here, that's going to go right here, it will in theory get more aligned. And of course, here's how the I/O are going to go. I have yet to cut out the hole for the video card because I don't know how high or how low I need to cut it. All I know is I'm going to make sure it's cut straight, and of course the PSU is going to go right here. And I have the hard drives actually on top of the PSU. Basically, the PSU will be sucking air out through in the box, like taking hot air from the CPU and whatnot, and blowing out just one exhaust port right here. And of course, I'm going to have a PC cooler fan here, like always. And I'm also going to have one cooler fan somewhere in here in the front. And of course, I'll have the power, hard drive light, a little card reader here, maybe a few other little things, but that's for the most part. I mean, I'll come back when I am about to close this computer up. I'm going to spend about another good hour or so cutting out more holes, hot gluing stuff in, and all that other stuff. I'll come back when I get that part finished. Alright, here's more or less the finished product. I just got to build the side panel and the top panel. And of course, to complete the GPU cool. I'm just gonna have a hole basically around top of a little grill plate so I don't accidentally stick my fingers in there or my dumb cat will stick its paw in there and get smacked by the blades because these blades will spin pretty fast. But here's what more or less the thing looks like. PSU, cooler fan, I/O ports. Nothing on this side. And of course, power indicator, hard drive, USB and audio mic, card reader, and secondary cooler fan with the variable switch. I can choose between full speed or half speed. A whole jumble full of wires, and I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't have that much good airflow, but that's why I had the main PSU cooler fan sticking inside, actually pulling hot air out into the PSU and out the back. And of course, this does help here. But here's what it more or less looks like on the top. And I do know ahead of time there's probably gonna be like 12 people that watch this video, but I like to post these videos on YouTube, even if only just so people watch. But yeah, here's like I said before, more or less the case is coming along just fine. And of course my secondary computer is doing just fine too. It actually used to blue screen on me a lot, but then I found out it was the fact that the custom cooler system made for this little shitty 220 that's in this thing was basically fell off, basically causing the video card to overheat and causing the computer to blue screen. But I've remedied that problem, and pretty much now all I gotta do with this thing is just build the side panel and the top panel, cut the hole out for the GPU so it can keep cool when it's operating, and put it back in its place. Also, this has to be probably one of the smallest computer cases I've ever made. And cable management is bleh. Alright, and here's a finished product. Only about $2 worth of foam board actually. And I built myself my own computer case. I don't need to spend $30-40 on a pre-made metal computer case. But I can only need to spend like $2 worth of foam board to make my own computer case. Now, as you can tell, it's quite small. And of course, the I/O ports and this little flashing right here to help keep the GPU cool. Nothing on this side, of course. And of course, the front. Like I said before, it's a small little computer case for $2 worth. Other than cable management being a complete nightmare, it's still a small ass case. I mean, for instance, I got this life size, well, not life size, but a little cutout of Agiha from If My Heart Had Wings. It's 2 sheets of paper tall. And of course there's a size, give me a second. And of course there's a size comparison between this Agiha cutout and the actual computer case itself. It's slightly taller than one sheet of paper. So it shows how small this case is. And like I said before, for $2, I built myself my own computer case that I'm quite happy with. And of course I'm going to plaster this thing with a bunch of anime pictures later on when I get more sticky paper. But I don't got any sticky paper right now, so it's just going to be a plain white foam board box that houses a fairly powerful computer.